So that's a look inside, and as promised, James Kennerley, Director of Music at St. Paul's Church and Choir School, is with us today to give us a little more insight into the choir school and this new album. James, great to be with you.
Thank you so much, Bishop. It's great to be here.
We appreciate it. And congratulations on this new album, Fauré Requiem, and some original pieces that you composed yourself. Could you tell us about how this all came about? Because I know you didn't just bring a tape recorder in and have the boys start singing. It's a little more complicated.
That's true. It is a little more complicated. This was part of a long-term plan that we had. We'd made 2 recordings with De Montfort Music, Aim Higher Recordings, and we started a new agreement with Sophia. And we wanted to keep that momentum of these really beautiful recordings going. And so we thought that the Gabriel Fauré Requiem was a piece that was really dear to our hearts. And really much needed for the world at this time in terms of the prayer for peace and sharing the beauty and goodness that our boys give. So we thought, well, this is the time to do it. It's our 60th anniversary this year. St. Paul's was founded in 1963. So 2023, we thought, let's just go for it. We had to find a producer. We happened to find the best, Brad Michael, who is a Grammy Award-winning
always go for the best
producer. Exactly, aim high, as we say. And so he came in. He created this really beautiful sound that we extracted, from these boys and from our men of the choir and the orchestra as well. So we're really happy with the final result.
And it was recorded right in St. Paul's Church.
It was. It was recorded during the end of the summer. So it was slightly hot. You'll see inside some of the pictures we're wearing T-shirts and flip-flops and stuff because that's what unair-conditioned churches are like. But we're really, really happy with the final result.
If you're ever in Boston and can stop by St. Paul's on Sunday for Mass in Harvard Square, you must do it because music can truly elevate the soul to worship and to heavenly things. And so that must be the desire that you have in directing the choir, but also in sharing the great music with people through this new collection, yes?
Absolutely. I mean, our boys singing touch thousands of people every week coming through St. Paul's and through our webcast, but we really wanted to bring that mission out of the church, out of the physical church at least, and into the wider world, and that's why recordings are such a great way of doing that. Of course, you can listen to this online, you can see tracks on YouTube and Spotify, you can buy it on iTunes, so it's really available to anyone everywhere, and we really want to bring that beauty of these boys' voices and their mission to the wider world, so it's a fun project.
I love saying it, so I'm going to say it again. St. Paul's Choir School is the only Catholic boys choir school in the nation. So that being the case, James, can you give us some insight? What's a day like at the choir school? What's the curriculum like? What's the requirement for boys to come in grades 3 to 8?
Well, having been through a choir school myself in the UK, I can tell you that it is simply the best for your character, for your soul, for your sense of spirituality and community. The end product is almost indescribable, but everyone loves the choir school. At our choir school here in Massachusetts, we're a day school, so our pupils live within a 45-minute to an hour radius of Cambridge in Massachusetts. And we accept boys in the 3rd grade and the 4th grade, and so we teach them how to sing. So we often have boys who don't know that they're necessarily musical, but they sense something about them that really wants to make them be involved. So we actually give them all the tools to become these beautiful, angelic sounding and looking and sometimes behaving singers. I say sometimes, but most of the time they do pretty well. And really the choir is what sets that high level of achievement and aspiration, and everything else follows. So our academics are absolutely top-notch. And we also do lots of fun, sport activities, lots of travel. We're traveling to Rome and Siena and Venice.
Nice.
Later in April on a tour to celebrate our 60th anniversary. So these guys get an extraordinary view, I'd say a very privileged view, onto what it is to be a young professional. And they take that into their high school, into their university life, really into their adult life. And our graduates never forget that. So
you mentioned you're celebrating 60 years too. The gala's coming up, and you're also going to honor.
60, yeah,
not you personally, but the choir school, and also you're going to be honoring the first director of music, Theodore Maria. Yeah. 60 years, amazing.
It is extraordinary, and 1963 was not an easy time to set up something like a boys' choir. At a time when so many things like that were really falling apart, he said, no, we have this mission, we have this calling from the Holy Father to establish choirs. And so that extraordinary sense of conviction he had, really, that's what I channel and try and continue to this day. And I think he would be very proud if he were to see what we've kept going and how we've elevated that.
Before we bring the boys out to hear just a little bit of this new album that you have produced, can you tell us how can people get a copy of this or find the music elsewhere? Because I know you mentioned there are many options.
Yeah, well, I think the best way is to buy a CD if you have a CD player, which some people still do. Our boys didn't know how to open it at first because they'd never opened a CD box.
I still don't know how to open it.
Exactly. So you can buy it from Sophia Music. You can buy it from St. Paul's Choir School.us. You can also put it into Google and it will definitely come up. You can buy it on iTunes if you like to listen to, in that way. You can buy it. You can listen to it on Spotify and YouTube and things like that. So you'll be able to find it in a whole number of places, and you can find it around the world.
Easy enough. Thank you.